Hi there. All right. So I am working on. Oh, I need to update my live stream title thing. Working on Babel plugin. Yeah. Or split guide. Here we go. Okay, so I've got this tool that I made called Split Guide that makes it easier for me to create exercise files for my workshops. So this is my React workshop, and one of the problems is like often you'll have an exercises and then a final version, and you'll be like, well, this is what you're supposed to do, and then you want to give them like a finished version. This is what it will look like when you're done. It should kind of look like this. So the trouble with that is keeping the two in sync, and so I created this tool called Split Guide that allows me to say, here between these two comments, the workshop start and the workshop end, that's for the workshop portion, and then between the final start and the final end, that's for the finished version. And yeah, it works pretty well. But the problem is that like right now I decided that I'd write some tests, and I'm getting an error when I try to import from the workshop templates. So I was thinking maybe I can make a Babel plugin, but I just realized like kind of a big problem, and that is that to be able to make a Babel plugin, you need to be able to parse the file. We can't even parse it in this case because it's like invalid JavaScript. We're exporting example twice. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. I could do something like with the Babel plugin CodeGen, or the CodeGen.macro module, and that would work. But then all of my my code would be inside of a string, and I wouldn't. That would not be very nice, and I couldn't format it very easily and lint it and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't think that I can do this as a Babel plugin unless I could like read in all of the file, and then before it's parsed, do something to the program, but I don't think that's possible. So that's kind of a bummer. I let all 5 of you in here thinking that you were going to watch me make a Babel plugin, but that's not going to happen. So instead, you can watch me work on my workshop. So I'm actually going to change this to working on the workshop, the React workshop. And feel free to, hey, John! John is watching. Hi, John. So yeah, feel free to jump off if you were really hoping you could see a Babel plugin, because that's not what I'm going to be, writing, because yeah, that's not parsable. Ah, that's kind of a pun. It's not parsable. Not possible. Parsable. Ha. Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm using KCD scripts, which is just phenomenal, by the way. I recommend you make your name and what is the acronym? Initials, your initials dash scripts, because it's just fantastic. It's so nice. So I'm going to add something to this config, and that is going to, actually, let's log the config here. Oh, actually, I add the coverage flag and it will not go in watch mode. So we need the test ignore patterns. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, so test ignore patterns, we're going to, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is kind of tricky. So in KCD scripts, we go node modules, KCD scripts config, dist config, jest config. I've got array assigned as ignores here, and then I'm assigning that to both test pattern or test path ignore patterns and coverage path ignore patterns. And so I could manipulate one and it would update the other, which is probably fine, but I don't want to rely on that, so I'm gonna kind of update both of them, even though I kind of probably shouldn't. I should like fix that and make just a copy for each, but okay, so in any case we want to ignore anything, or see, we'll add in workshop, do the same thing for path ignored patterns. And now if I run, oh actually and there are no tests. Sweet. So then in another window I can do, I've got a script here for split. So nr develop. nr is npm quick run, and it is fantastic. I definitely recommend it. And cool. So that's gonna, as I save, it's gonna rerun split guide, which will split these and up into the separate directories, which is pretty neat. So cool, we've got that running. I am going to actually see when people are running the tests, when we're actually doing the workshop, I want them to only run the exercises tests, and so I'm going to let them use test for that, and I'm going to say we'll add a flag that'll be exercises only, and exercises final only, and I'll do a semif. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yeah, this is not really a new workshop. I actually have a recording of this that I did a while back for PayPal, and then I did it again for PayPal, I think, for some other folks. So yeah, you can check my YouTube and see this workshop, but yeah, it's not new. But I have updated all dependencies and stuff, and I'm gonna add a couple of things to it. So yeah, okay, so we've got final, and then we'll leave test here, and that will make it so people can do the test pretty easy. And then for this test update thing, I'm gonna do test. I guess no. Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. So I'm gonna be doing snapshots, and I want the snapshots from the final version to get copied into the test version. So this is gonna complicate things slightly, but it'll be okay. So I'm gonna get rid of this update snapshot thing, because those will be generated. And on pre-commit, boy, that pre-commit script is getting kind of long. This is making me think that maybe I should use nps. Okay, but let's see. We split and then we format, but I think after we split, the source and cd back, and then we'll use copy CLI, which I'm using here, and we'll copy from source / exercise to source/exercises. And actually it needs to be test snap. Oh, here. I think will work. Illegal operation on a directory read. Oh, wait. Wait. So we're copying from final test snapshots star.snap. Right. Copying that into, we don't need parent. Try that again. Okay. Cannot glob. Why not? Oh wait, we've got to or set this, save the snapshot too. So we split the source, and oh gee, this is a bit of a mess, but it is what it is. I think I'm gonna have to split this up a little bit, because when I'm actually running the app and like developing the source code portion of all this, I'm gonna want to not have to like actually run the tests every single time that I save the change. I don't want to run all the tests all over and update the snapshots and copy them. I don't care about that. I only really care about that when I'm running or writing tests and stuff. So I'll refactor this here in a second. But we'll want to run npm run test final, and then we'll copy the snapshots. So let me go to my just config and take these flags into consideration. So let's see, did I lose? Did. Let's log the config again. Ah, rats, forgot. Okay, so we've got test match. Test environment is JS DOM. Weird, should not be JS. Gonna skirt around that really quick. Test. Oh wait, no, it should be JS DOM. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we can do const here, and actually let's this final. Okay, cool. So then we can say only equals test dot that use the initialize to, and we'll say if arg only, then the only, or the guys return null. If okay, cool. So that way we can say if or yeah, if there is an only, then we'll do config.test match array that first slash or slash. There we go. I think that'll work. Let's just find. Wait. Test. I know. Oh. Rats, because we're forwarding all the. Oh well, we can use environment variables instead. I think I'm not using cross-env already. Well, probably installing it somehow. Cross-env as a dev dependency and cross-env only is I closed out so that because the file system updated to have cross-env, and if I'd saved, then it would have overridden that. So I copied it and pasted it. Okay. So then also I think I care to test all, like ever. I'll just do test. And this means I'm going to have to update validate script too. Because I don't want it to run this test. Doing some wonky things just to make it nice for those who are doing. Okay, cool. So let's go back and I'll actually make if process env dot test only to be pro be there. Oh, that's easier. Okay, empty. Not fast enough. We can do this too. Cool. I think that'll work. Test. Oh, yeah. so we're gonna need big B split. I guess. I don't know. npm or B. Should work. That gave us these. And we'll run npm around final. Just to take it out, I guess. Okay, so that's interesting. So final. But that. Nope. Did think that'll do it. And we'll add this back in so I can do multiple layers, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually done multiple or like levels deep into the test directory, but everything. Okay, so then with that, so do the full split. Oops. First it runs the split, and then it runs the tests. Oh, I see. That's because I set CI true. Aha. Well. Oh, actually, I think I added this. No what? Did I add that? I can't remember if I did. Sweet. Okay. Did that. Beauty. Okay, so now what I need is a script for developing tests. The full up. Whoa. Yeah, this is going to be like the slowest. This is the worst part about all of this is the developing part. So that's why if it were a Babel plugin, that would be much easier. But it's not. It is what it is. One other thing that I could do is I could put well, so here's the thing. In this workshop, I don't care if the tests are or like the user of the workshop is not going to be doing anything in the test. So I don't actually need to split the test. So I wonder if maybe I could actually sidestep this whole issue by not putting it as part of the workshop and instead putting it inside of the source directory here. Yeah, all right. That just saved me a boatload of work. So we can get rid of this. And then we can get rid of whole final stuff. Actually, so I do need to have some mechanism for saying, hey, I want you to pull from exercises final versus exercises. So the way that I'm going to do that is inside of my test, I'm going to just use require. Okay. If env dot test final and okay, props equal require. Oh, you know what? We could even do dynamic. We're in node land, so that's what I want. I guess the Larkin would be like, oh, but in Webpack we can do that too. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so if we go process env dot dir 0 1. Okay, so then in here dir and so we still do need to update the snapshots after the split has happened, but I don't think I am going to make that as part of the split. I'm going to make that oh, you know what we can do? Make this even easier. Part of the validate script, say cross env here equals exer is final. And then in here, the test. Okay. So on the validate script, it's going to run with exercises final. And then actually I'll here. Okay, so I can develop with it myself. with that, and actually here we'll do that, and pretty good. So then folks can be like, okay, here we go. We're gonna run npm run or npm t, and that will start the tests in watch mode, and it's running in exercises, and we're getting a failure, which is great. And oh, we need to still ignore. Go back here. Lost it. I haven't tried this in a while. Local 3. Cool. Nice. Okay, so we can post to that. Get. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we don't need workshop templates. That. Okay, cool. Just so in here we're gonna run npm or nr develop, get our splits, and then we'll npm. So this is what the folks who are doing the workshop will see. Okay, so some weird thing. So if they go into the exercise, that's oh, default. Mixing Common.js with ES6 or ES modules is not advisable. But you know, you do. Okay, cool. Sweet. So hey, I received and you snapshotted. Oh, this good. So then I, as the attendee, can be like, oh, okay, so you want me actually here, let's fix this really quick. So let's get the test to where actually where we want it to be. We want it first in. I'm gonna rename this. Okay, go. And then we run MT like the good old folks will do during the workshop. Oh no, it's rendering incomplete. Or fix it. Hello. First name. They'll get a passing test and they'll be like, huh, I wonder if I could do this. And they can do it multiple ways, and oh wow, look, they both work. How cool is that? I can do JSX. Great stuff. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Let's get all these tests written. I'm just going to take a distraction break really quick. Looking at Twitter mentions. People are tweeting at me. People got newsletters. Okay, cool. I have a question. Rob, hi there, Rob. Do you usually use render instead of shallow when snapshotting, or to explain to start out? I actually have an opinion on this, relatively strong one, and it's so strong that I recorded a 3-minute podcast. You can go listen to that on my 3 Minutes with Kent podcast. Yeah, I do not like shallow rendering. It is, in my opinion, it is not a good way to increase your confidence in your tests. Yeah, because like the whole point of testing is to increase your confidence in your tests, and if you're not, if your tests are not doing that, then why have them? And I think shallow rendering does a poor job of keeping your confidence high. So anyway, cool. So here, let's just make sure before I continue here, npm run validate. The validate script can still work. If it can't, then that would not be awesome. So we got a bunch of linting problems. Search directory, ESLint. Oh, hold on, I've got an ES. Okay, so when it tries to, we gotta do coverage ignore patterns. And I save that to my clipboard. Go. We'll just leave it with patterns too. Why not? Do that again. Creating the build. Rats. Weird. See here. Well, I've got this coverage ignore sizes. Not test with tester. Coverage report. Okay, cool. So it only, you know what, actually, E. Way we only collect coverage. Here we go. Cool. Also ignore index. One last time, and by the end of this we should probably have somewhere around 100% code coverage here. Maybe not actually 100% because there are some of these, like the component API, that there is actually no exercise there. It's more of just like playing around with it, so I won't have any tests for that, but for most of these we should test. Okay, cool. So let's do test panel again. Keep on. Yay. Ding. Except we can probably check the console for any warnings. Do this. Here. Oh, whoops. Oh, and I gotta fix the import. There we go. There we go. Cool. Got my console or everything. So before each convert, that's big. Then do lock restore. Oh yeah, and actually we can do test dots on. Oh wait, the just object. Oh, Okay, cool. So it's still called. Okay. So then here we'll say do. Okay. We want it. Or containing, I guess. Last used here. For terms of missing that one down. Okay. Star. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then this one. E. For, we don't need that. That would be testing React. That they. Okay. Cool. So then I'm gonna have one very similar to this. be last name. This with okay, and then actually all right. Yeah. Yeah. So we want all those errors. We do not want them to actually fix that up a little. Oh, you know what? I think it's probably because invariant only logs the same warning once, maybe. But it seems to be top last name marked as required. Warning last name required. Oh, it's because this. There we go. Do this. Make it so I don't make that mistake. Render, say hello, props, turn, say hello. First name of skill, and then we'll spread me. So then here I can see now it matches closer. It's like orange with a missing first name. Well, first name is undefined. It's very clear. You could say first name is a number. Boom. I don't care what the last name. And do name and Boolean. Well, true. Here. Hello. Fact. Huh. Nobody told me making an assertion at all. What happened to my ear? In this case, render it with the defaults and expect console error not. This is the worst. I'm like, parsable. Closing parentheses. Cool. So then yeah, So the kind of a shame actually. I want them to be able to see the warning, but they won't be able to see the warning if but like I also don't want to clutter up the console. So that's a shame, but I think it's okay to hide it because we're also going to have the app open as they're developing stuff, so they can see the. So with all that said, we're going to say for and is what it is. Okay, cool. Sweet. So good there. So then people can run it. Good. I'm gonna rename this. And oh, whoops. Got our snap. And we'll read. I think I confused. Okay, cool. So now we have the styling one. This one tricky because I'm doing like regular CSS. So I think I'll just do snapshots, and yeah, I think I'll actually snapshot the example because the exercise is they need to use, so they implement and use the box. So I'll just snapshot the example, and that'll be so just gonna be box from 03 here. Oh, oh, so we're importing CSS. Find out. I know that Create React app does something to like the transform for this, but use else. Big client here. But we do basically the same module name mapper. Here we'll suppose. Okay, so we're gonna match this. Router. do. Cool. See, and here's the thing, especially in the context of this, if I were to do full mount, then my would be much more noisy, and they'd be like, wait, so it puts a style object and like it renders a box, like, oh, I don't know, like this is confusing, but I want them to see what is the actual HTML output when they're all finished, when it's all said and done. What is the HTML? Same problem with is yeah, I get the exact same thing. So render is nice. I prefer render. If I need to interact, then I'll do mount. Oh, so one, I don't know if I mentioned this in that podcast that I referenced earlier, but Shallow has like, there's a good idea with it. Sometimes it is really nice to be able to mock something, and in that scenario, I just use just mocking, and I'll say mock some weird component, like if it is an animation thing or something. Just do turn, and that'll be, and then I've mocked that component. It's explicit. Nice. Yeah, it's not that I don't ever mock. I try not to mock. When I do, I don't use shallow render. Okay. You know, one of my secrets to workshop giving is I just spend so much time with the content that I can't not know. That's kind of the secret that has worked for me pretty well. Just spending a lot of time with the content. There's no shortcut to getting that right. Okay, my Fitbit is telling me it's time for bed. It might be. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do number 4, composition. And this one, so my example, I use myself, and I guess I'll just do that for the guys too. The thing is, I want them to be able to use themselves for this bit. So I won't render their example. I'll render their person, and then in the tests, it'll be me, but they can do themselves for the workshop. Great. So let's go to file. Yeah, 04. Here for now. See all this stuff. And I'm gonna just fall prettier all over again here. then do the default go forward. That looks cool. Just like that. Learn composition. Look, you've even got an alt tag. Yeah. You know what would be cool? Should have them do. Thinking maybe we could then pass the give them all. So yeah, I just pass the name. I'm thinking that like the alt tag should have the user's name, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, cool. So that's good. 5. Okay, so this one I'm actually not gonna have it. Although maybe it would be prudent to mount it and snapshot. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell. It'd be a waste of time. Okay, so because here, if you want to see, we can run npm. Let's see, what do we have here? Start, I guess. And go. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Component API. Yeah, you're just supposed to look at the final version. And here we can be like increment count, and look, we'll see constructor. Forgot what this increment. Oh, that's right. So we called the constructor one time. Component will mount. Render was called times. Component did mount was called. We meant it again. And now component will mount was still only called once. Render was now. These are component did mount was still only called once. And then component will receive props was called. Component should update was called one time with next prop state, next prop state. It's pretty neat. And then component will update. And component did update. Cool. Then state. And then things get like, you know what? This should actually probably scroll. Do that. Style will be grid. Things a little bit. Times then we can. Okay, so what happens? Let's unmount it. Oh, snap. Mount it again. Force update. Quick. State. That's interesting. That's set state, and so that will unmount. Mount. Yeah, it's really just a thing to play around with. I think last time I did this, it was like, hey, I'm gonna just leave you with this for lunch, and we'll go do lunch, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit. Finding like an there'd just be so many different examples to talk about all the lifecycle methods, and I thought let's just give you kind of an exploratory idea. Might be good to pair this with some slides and like some sort of diagram or something. I bet there's a good one. If anybody knows of a good one online, let me know. And yeah, that would be, it'd be probably best to just show kind of a graph and then show them this and then say go off to lunch or whatever. So Nivesh2 is asking me why am I streaming on Twitch and why not YouTube. I'm actually streaming on Twitch because it's easier to do that, and then YouTube or Twitch has an like export to YouTube operation thing that I can use, and I'll do that when I'm done. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find a pretty getting longer list of like a playlist of my live streams. So alrighty, coolio. So that's that one. We'll move on to state. So this one's kind of cool. Here, and I can show you state. Start, stop, clear. I just love that it's re-rendering every single time. I just think that's the coolest thing. And it like maintains my selection, which is also like pretty rad. I'm pretty sure that if you were to just do a naive inner HTML thing on this, that when it gets updated, your selection would go away. Let's find out. Just for funsies. So here we'll say set enter or const our div equals thing I'm looking at, then set interval div dot HTML equals state that. And I go here, see, trying to select it, and because I inner HTML it, it goes away. React takes care of that for me. Marvelous. Yeah, so cool. I love React. I just think it's so great. Okay, so for testing, this one's going to be tricky because we're using lifecycle methods and set interval, date, and stuff. So I'm not going to be able to do like a snapshot. That's not going to fly this time. And in fact, I'm pretty, let's see, what do we give? We don't give very much, so maybe a snapshot would be. Yeah, we'll take a snapshot. That'd be good. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this. 6, 8, 2,